Celine Tam, that pint-sized powerhouse who belted out Celine Dion classics like she had been singing for decades? It's been a few years since she stepped onto the stage of America's Got Talent and left the world speechless at the moment the world witnessed the birth of a new star, a performer ready to lead the next generation. But then, as quickly as she arrived, she seemed to fade into the background. Or did she? So what really happened to Celine Tam? Stick around, because we're digging deep into the untold. Celine Tam's journey to fame includes her rise, the challenges she faced, and how she has been moving forward since her memorable moments on AGT. Life often leads people on unexpected paths, and Celine's story is a great example of this. Before the fame and excitement, Celine had a simple beginning. She was born on November 22, 2007, in Hong Kong, where music was always present in her life. Her father, Dr. Steve Tam, played an important role in that. Celine is a talented vocal coach and singer, and saying music is a big part of her family would be an understatement. It's almost like it's in their blood. She was named after the famous singer Celine Dion, showing her parents' love for the Canadian star. From the time she could talk, music was always a big part of her life. The real story began when she was just 3 years old. Like many kids, she sang along to songs in the car, and one day, while driving, her family played the famous song, "My Heart Will Go On." Celine Dion started listening to the radio, and to everyone's surprise, she sang along very well. Her parents quickly saw that she had real talent. Her father, Dr. Steve Tam, who has always loved music, soon began giving her singing lessons. What started as a simple hobby became something more important, and it was no longer just about singing for fun. About honing her skills and setting her on the path to a potential career in music. Dr. Tam, who holds a doctorate in business administration, was exactly a music expert. But his love for music and his background in education made him the perfect guide to nurture Celine's growing talent. In fact, it was this discovery of Celine's voice that led him to establish the Sing and New Music Center in 2013, a school that would help nurture future talents in Hong Kong. It's a beautiful story, isn't it? Dr. Tam knew that starting young is important, so Celine's music lessons became a normal part of her life. But this wasn't just about singing along to the radio. Her father wanted to teach her more than just hitting the right notes. He focused on making her a real performer. She learned about stage presence, breathing techniques, and vocal control. Everything needed to become a powerful singer. Imagine being only 4 years old and already learning how to take charge on stage. It sounds intense. Celine's parents weren't forcing her to become a star. Instead, they supported her natural talent and helped her enjoy a normal childhood alongside her music training. Her mom, Jia Mingshan, played an important but quieter role, while Dr. Tam coached Celine. Jia ensured their home was a stable and loving place where Celine could also be a child. By age 4, Celine had already performed in public for the first time, and that was just the beginning. Stopping her, she started singing at events all around the globe and even appeared on national TV in the US and China. But the real breakthrough came when she was just 5. Can you believe it? She was already on a national stage in China performing on Let's Sing Kids. On that show, young singers are given a platform to showcase their talent, and Celine wasn't about to let the opportunity slip. She even collaborated and harmonized beautifully with a Canadian young performer, Jeffrey Lee, as they sang You Raise Me Up by Secret. Celine's garden performance won hearts worldwide and went viral, making her well known. In 2015, her performance caught the eye of the TV show Little Big Shots, hosted by Steve Harvey, where she was invited to perform again. This appearance boosted her visibility and introduced her to a larger audience. Soon, Celine was no longer just a cute kid singing at home. She was on her way to becoming a serious young artist with a promising future. Think it all started with her dad, a few music lessons, and a whole lot of dedication. By the age of 9, Celine was already a seasoned performer. Her voice had matured far beyond her years, and her ability to connect with audiences was undenied. Little did she know these early experiences were paving the way for her to step onto one of the world's most famous stages. And so in 2017, at just 9 years old, Celine auditioned for season 12 of AGT, stepping onto the stage in a cute blue and white striped dress. She introduced herself with a shy smile that quickly charmed the audience and judges, including Simon Cowell, Heidi Klum, and Howie Mandel. They asked her some questions, and when she announced that she'd be singing My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion, everyone became curious. That song is famous and quite challenging, and no one expected someone so small to perform it well. Once the music started, she began to sing. It was obvious that this wasn't just a kid trying to sing a tough song. Her performance was perfect. Her voice was strong and steady, hitting every note with feeling. By the time she got to the big chorus, the audience was up on their feet, cheering and clapping. Even Simon Cowell, who is usually very critical, seemed impressed. Heidi Klum said she was amazed, and Mel B called it perfect. The audition quickly went viral, with millions of shares on social media, and people all over were talking about it. Everyone was talking about her. News outlets called her the little girl with the big voice, comparing her to Celine Dion. In the competition, Celine wowed everyone with her performances. In the Judge Cuts round, she sang Michael Bolton's "How Am I Supposed to Live Without You?" and received a standing ovation. Guest judge Laverne Cox was so impressed that she hit the golden buzzer, which sent Celine straight to the live shows during the quarterfinals. Celine sang When You Believe by Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, showcasing her impressive voice and ability to sing emotional songs. Despite competing against more experienced performers, she held her own and captivated millions of viewers. In the semifinals, she chose to sing How Far I'll Go from Disney's Moana. While this performance was good, it didn't have the same impact as her earlier ones, and she did not make it to the finals. However, her time on AGT was still memorable. Celine became a global star after her performance on America's Got Talent. You might think she would take a break, but she chose to keep going. Her journey after AGT was just beginning, and people around the world started to take notice. Celine's talent wasn't limited to just AGT. She also made guest appearances on other talent shows like Got Talent. Imagine being a young girl who she became famous not only in the US but also started performing for international audiences. Her popularity kept growing as she took on new challenges. It wasn't just talent shows that interested her. Celine began getting performances at important events like gala dinners and charity concerts. At just 11 years old, she gave an incredible performance of Girl on Fire at the Room to Read Gala Dinner in 2024. Her strong voice wowed the audience and helped raise over $1,150,000. Young learners around the world, supported by the Room to Read organization, have discussed using their talents for good. Celine stood out at charity events in 2020. She performed at the Light Up Your Life concert, singing The Power of Love and How Am I Supposed to Live Without You? This concert helped raise money for different charities, showing that Celine cared about making a difference, not just entertaining. She also gave a touching performance at the Poon Cook charity event. At dinner, she sang, I Truly Love You, leaving the audience amazed. Celine's ability to connect emotionally with people, even at a young age, became a special part of her identity. Her strong, genuine voice showed feelings that were beyond her years, making her unique among many talented performers. However, after she became famous, something changed in her career that seemed to alter its course. International stardom began to quiet down. So what happened? One of the first challenges Celine faced was the inevitable balancing act between her schooling and her music career. While some child stars thrive on the constant buzz of performances and media attention, Celine's parents made it clear that education was a top priority. They encouraged her to step back from the demanding schedule of cant performances and focus on her studies in many ways. This decision was a wise one. a solid education provides a foundation for life. Celine's parents were determined to keep her from becoming just another child star who fades away quickly. However, in the entertainment world, taking a break, especially after a big show like AGT, can have unexpected results. While Celine focused on school, she started to disappear from the public eye. The music industry moves fast, and if you're not always in the spotlight, it's easy to be forgotten. The audience shifts their attention, and suddenly, you're no longer relevant. The young star everyone is talking about is going through a tough time, changing from a child star to a more grown-up artist. Celine became famous at a very young age, which brought a lot of attention and pressure. As she got older, she had to discover who she was outside of being a cute girl with a strong voice. This transition from child prodigy to young adult artist is challenging, and the industry often makes it harder. Although Celine Tam has faced challenges and hasn't been in the spotlight as much, she still performs at charity events and concerts, just not as often as before. Many fans are curious about her absence from the mainstream media and are left wondering what has happened to the star they used to support. Some are asking if she has quit music or if she is taking a break to discover her true purpose. After being quiet for a while, you might be wondering what Celine is doing now. Rest assured, she is not just sitting back and letting her fame fade away. She has been very active on social media, showing off her singing skills to fans, both new and old. Celine has a YouTube channel where she shares her performances. It's a great collection of her best moments, from her early auditions on AGT to her most recent shows. One of her playlists, called Celine Play and Fun, includes some exciting videos, like her performance at the AIA Great European Carnival. She even performed in London, singing Flashlight, which earned her loud applause from the audience. She still has a special talent when she sings. TikTok is very popular right now, and Celine is joining in. Although she doesn't have her own official page, there are videos of her online, including her amazing audition for AGT where she sang "You Raise Me Up." People still talk about that performance a lot. Everyone loves a good TikTok moment. The first person you notice on the front page of most magazines these days is Celine. She isn't fading from the spotlight. Over the years, Celine has worked hard to grow not just as a singer, but also as a person. While her love for music remains strong, she has also pursued other interests that spark her curiosity and creativity. It's impressive to think about how she grew up with everyone expecting her to sing and perform, yet still found time to explore different hobbies. She is interested in arts and learning about different cultures, showing that she has many passions beyond being a child star. While her fans eagerly await her next performance, they might be surprised to learn that she spends time on activities away from the spotlight. This makes her journey special, as it's uncommon for child stars to make such choices when fame is calling. What are your thoughts on her? Her journey is very interesting as she is guiding it carefully and creating something important, not just a quick moment of fame. What's next for Celine? The story is still ongoing, and she isn't done yet. I believe we are just beginning.